everybody. Welcome to the Miley System Pro Member of the Month interview for June 2015. My name is Patricia Sweeney, L4 leader and MMT member here at Miley System Pro, and it is really my pleasure to introduce to you guys our brand new L2 leader from just this past weekend, Mr. Shawn Johnson, who obviously is your June Member of the Month. So congratulations on being chosen, and welcome to your interview, Shawn.
Thank you. I'm proud to be here.
Well, guys, obviously you see that Shawn has got a lot of personality. He's got this really interesting head apparel that he's got on too. So we'll let him get into that story in a little bit. And we've been chatting, and he really has a really interesting story and some key points that I think you guys are really going to dig. But for those of you who are guests who maybe aren't members of our community yet, if you're not really sure what Member of the Month is or really what we do here at Miley System Pro, this is where we build the leaders of tomorrow. And we make sure that when someone comes into our community and they take massive action and they're getting a result, we want to make sure that we highlight those people. And by choosing a Member of the Month, that's one of the ways that we do that. Now, we have had over 100,000 people come through our doors, all kinds of accounts. We have tons and tons and tons of active members, and we still have a lot of major internet marketers in this space who are still active and alive in our community. And really what all that means is, obviously the training works, the tools work. People come in here brand new, make it happen. People come in here with a huge history, and then they explode their business even further with the leverage that we have. But more importantly, when we're trying to highlight someone like Shawn for Member of the Month, it really just goes to show you how important their accomplishments have been for them to stand out amongst that amazing group of people. So I just really wanted to make sure that if you didn't know, since MMLSP has been around since 2008, we have been one of the biggest platforms on the internet. We're the largest attraction marketing training platform on the internet. So when people get chosen, it's a big deal. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone understood really the importance behind the title of Member of the Month. So that way they pay a little bit closer attention to all the awesome stuff that you've got to share today. So, so let us dive in. This is your show. I want everyone who's watching this either live or on the recording to definitely get to know you. So I know you have a little baby, and I know you've made some cool choices in your life to put you where you are today. So tell everyone a little bit about your story and how you got to be here, a Member of the Month today.
Okay, great. Well, hey guys, Shawn Johnson here. Now, my story is kind of funny. You know, I was the guy that really thought network marketing was like a total scam, and you know, you just giving somebody your money, you'll never see a return. Because I was always pitched on this ideal since growing up. But what happened one day, my realtor husband stopped by and kind of told me about a program that he was doing, and respecting him as, you know, being a person that respect, you know, people that's older. I said, okay, Mike, you can come around my house, I'll check it out. But when I saw the opportunity, I was pretty much sold, and that plunged me into network marketing. But just like everybody else, over time, you know, it was hard for me to figure out how to talk to people or get leads after talking to friends and family, talking to people who I went to the gym with, talking to coworkers, talking to the mailman, trying to get my cut, you know, just pretty much doing everything under the sun, but still wasn't getting any results. And pretty much the straw that broke the camel's back is one day I went to a mall, I was dressed up, suit and tie, and I wanted to pass out flyers. So I was approaching a couple, and when I was extending my hand, the lady of the couple said, "We're not interested." So that, like, she just put a dagger in my heart and twisted it. And from that point, you know, I made a decision in my life to say, hey, look, if I got to build my business this way, I would never, ever do network marketing again. And that caused me to go onto the internet, doing a Google search, looking for information. At this time, this was probably late 2008-ish. I ran into a guy named Cedric who was in the system at that time, who, you know, I saw his video and I pretty much was sold on, hey, I can do this and I don't have to chase people anymore. And that started my journey with internet marketing and learning how to, you know, build my business effectively and more efficiently on the internet as well as offline. So fast forward to 2011, I did my Elite System Pro, had some success, learned a whole lot of information, but, you know, my life went into a whole nother different direction, and I started doing some other things. And during that time, you know, I ran across a different business. And because of the information that I learned inside of my Elite System Pro, it helped me get out the gates fast in that business. And during the course of that, I made a decent income online, but I had to make a decision. Like I was telling Patricia, I made a decision at the time I was a police officer, to downgrade my police officer job so I could spend more time at home with my wife, because I was working 12-hour shifts. I was working overtime. I, all the functions of the family, I wasn't there. All the cookouts, all the different events, I was missing everything in my life. I was making money at work and I was making money in business, but I really didn't have a life. So I made a decision to downgrade my job at work, and then that's when my 17 months. He's 17 months now. That's when my son came abroad. Yep.
Isn't that amazing though? Catalyst for change sometimes. Maybe you weren't thinking about it, right? And then you needed to make that choice for him to come into the picture or something. And I think that's pretty cool. And so what that says to me, you made a choice for time freedom, right? Because that's invaluable and that's really priceless. And I think that's really cool that you made that choice and then found out that you were having your son. And so now you're able to be way more present in his life. So so really cool. That's a really interesting story. Now you said one thing I'm just curious about, that you were around network marketing even from a young age. So were there people in your life when you were coming up who did that kind of business?
Well, it was actually a school age friend brother who constantly told me about Amway, who constantly told me about Shockley. I mean, he was going to be a millionaire in 5 years. So, I wasn't really open to him, and everybody else just ran away from him. But he always had that. Every time I saw him, he was always going. And I knew, I was like, this guy going. I don't know what he's going to do, but eventually he's going to be successful in something because he's constantly going. And that, when my relative husband presented it to me, I was like, here's another person that's talking about it. And I respect both of them. I said, well, maybe this is the time for me to just actually look at it. I really didn't thought I was going to get anything out of it. I just did it out of respect. But I'm glad I did, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be talking to you today, probably.
Absolutely. That's so cool. So timing, right? Timing is critical. It just wasn't the right time when you were exposed the first time. And I think that's a big testament to how we have to run our businesses, You kind of just stick with it, stay in the game, and it'll come, because you just got to do work until whatever it is that you want happens in your life. So that's really cool. So you mentioned that you used to have an account at My System Pro back in 2008 or roundabouts then, or 2011 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then obviously it's 2015 now, and you just recently got your account set up on, I was looking at your stats because I was like, this dude is on fire. It was really fun to see your stats. So you actually signed up on May the 4th. So today's the 8th as of this recording. So literally that's like right at 30 days. You went join, hit L1 and L2. And guys, if you're not really sure what those leadership levels mean, I can just tell you that they're not easily attained because they come with a lot of clout in our community, and it means you've got to really be consistently working. And sometimes, speed isn't always the biggest factor in your business, but it really does speak to someone's professionalism and their consistency when they're able to reach those leadership levels really quickly, because it really has this whole momentum behind it. Which is really exciting, because one of the reasons we do Member of the Month and all of our webinars that we do, we want to showcase to people what's possible. Because if Shawn can come out and do it, and I know you would say the same thing, you can too. If we can do it, you can too. And that's why we really dig into these stories. So you joined about 30 days ago, hit L2. You only had 178 leads. Now I say only. Guys, 178 leads in 30 days is still extremely respectable. But the reason I say only is because you've had over 28 members join. And so you actually have a 16% lead to sale conversion, which is a really, really respectable, like, wow, respectable. It's much, much higher than what we would consider industry standard. So with all that being said, since you were a member and now you're a member again and you're crushing it, what would you say are the differences with MLSP and maybe the community, or maybe even yourself, that have allowed you to kind of come in and hit the ground running and make this kind of big impact like you have?
Oh, great question. Well, I know personally, as far as myself, it's growth. It's just staying in the game and not giving up, because there's a lot of times, even, when I first got in my Elite System Pro back in 2008, there's a lot of times I wanted to give up, and I would have gave up. I wouldn't be where I am today. So it's a lot of it comes from growth, getting on the calls, getting on the trainings, just pretty much sticking in the game and being around successful people and taking what they are teaching and implementing it in your own way. I mean, that's basically what I did. And that caused me to be successful in other areas. But the crazy thing now that one of the reasons that I'm back here, because I see a more congruency for what I'm doing in my market. And I see this is something that a veteran network marketer or internet marketer or a veteran home-based business owner, even a newbie, especially for the newbies, they can get into the community and start building on a skill set. That's like one of the number one things I could say helped me, because I built my skill set as I went through the system from the first time. And coming back to second time, now some of that stuff is still, because once you get a skill set, it's hard to let it go if you use it. So because I learned it here first, I can take it elsewhere and build whatever I want to build, do whatever I want to do. But I saw a big, what's the word I'm looking for? I saw a big value in coming back here. That way I know I can help more people, because everything is pretty much already in place. I don't have to do all the heavy lift like I was doing at first. So now everything is pretty much in place. I can get a person started. They can go from point A to point Z and have success if they stick to the plan. So growth with me personally, and some of the upgrades that my Lead System Pro has, as far as the funnelizer, you know, being able to brand yourself more efficiently, as far as the CRM, the customer, what is it, the customer relationship manager? That's what it's called. Yeah, as far as that, helping you manage your business, just like a 6 and 7 figure earner. That's real. That's right there. That's a big tool right there that we have inside the system that can help you, especially if you're busy like me. You have a lot of stuff going on, 17-month-old. You know, I'm still employed. I work for the federal government, so I still have a life and I still have things going on. But I have my business set up where it doesn't stress me out, because I have pretty much things in order on how to do it because of the system now. So, you know, coming back in and, you know, when I talked to Lisa and saw the vision, I was like, wow, I said, they really made some, because I never knew the changes was made. When I saw the changes, I'm like, wow, okay. I said, the average person can come here and not only build whatever they're building. The number one thing I see in our industry, if you're not generating any leads, you're not making any sales, and you're not making any money. And the number one thing I see, people don't have, after that, they don't have anything else to promote.
Right.
And they're not making any money, meaning they're drowning. And you need something in place that's going to help you and help the next person, and also put some money into your pocket. That way, if you're not making money on your primary business, I mean, you're making money here helping somebody, not just making money, but you're making money helping somebody, and that money can help you stay in your primary business longer. That can help you use for paid traffic. That can help you attend your conventions or your seminars or whatever you're going to. It just pretty much keep your head above water, and you can stay in the game. Because the longer you stay in the game, the more information you're going to run across, and then that one light bulb might go off in your head, and bam, you off to the race. Same thing that happened to me. And that's why I'm talking to you now.
That's right. Well, and it always interests me that so many of us leaders, our stories are so similar. It's like, and it's funny because people act like there's a small percentage of people that do it, you know, that actually win, that get to the top of the heap, or whatever you want to call it. But the fact of the matter is, anyone can. But you bring up such a massive point there, right? Cash flow is king. Business is business. I don't care if you're, you know, you got a juicy juice thing, or you sell face cream, or you're excited about your makeup, or you sell lawn equipment, you have an offline business, you're an electrician, you're a realtor, you're a car person. It doesn't matter, right? Business is business. You've got a product, and you have to get it in front of the people who want it. And if you spend yourself out of business before you get in front of enough people to get the numbers where they need to be, and your skill sets where it should be to help you convert those to sales, and you're out of business. And that is just the way it is. And I think really that's the thing that people, they get a bad taste in their mouth. It's not because it doesn't work. It's not because it's not possible. It's not that we all couldn't be, you know, the 2%ers, or, you know, whatever people call that nowadays. It's just that I think people's business is not structured in a way that gives them the ability, you know, to continue, just like you said. So thank you for making that point. That's huge, because obviously, the one thing here in My System Pro that also makes it super attractive is no matter what else you have to offer people, you can lead with this tool set. You can lead with free training and free value and an amazing community and a CRM and a funnelizer and all this stuff that you have, because anyone in business needs those things. And then as you build a relationship with them, then you can invite them to take a look at whatever else it is that you do. So you're making money on the front end by sharing a system that works. So it's just a beautiful thing for me. I love it.
I love it.
I was a complete newbie when I found Molly System Pro. And actually, I think I saw on your profile, you're in Richmond, Virginia, right?
Yeah, I'm in Richmond.
Yeah, so I just moved from there down to
Oh, really?
Austin. Yeah, I know. It's a small world.
Oh, okay.
I saw it because I lived in Richmond and Chesterfield all coming up, and then lived in Dinwiddie, which is just south of Petersburg for about 10 years, went to high school there. And then I just moved to Austin in February of this year. So
Wow, small world.
I know, isn't it though? I was thinking, I was like, I wonder what side of town he lives on. Yeah, I know. I wanted to. Anyway, I remember seeing that, and I thought that was interesting. It is a small world. So when I come home, we'll have to like meet up and have lunch or something in Master,
Okay, yeah, sure.
which is always fun. So I want to make sure that with what you're doing, since you're getting such an amazing lead to sales conversion percentage in your business, and you're getting so many members in without having all those leads. I know when we were talking earlier before we got started, what you were telling me you were doing, it really just sounded to me like he is really branding himself. He is really putting his face in front of people, and that's making the difference. And then you also said you were getting on the phone with people. So if you want to, and then maybe, I don't know, maybe this hat has part of your branding.
Yeah, it has a little bit to do with it, just a little tiny.
A little bit. So tell us more about really how that's working for you, how you're really focused on your branding, and then obviously, why it's so important for you to get on the phone and what kind of impact that's had for you in your business.
Yeah, well, I learned long ago, just coming through the Mali system process the first time, that it's going to allow you to stand out above the crowd, because at the end of the day, it's you. You are the business. Like when I get on the phone with people, I let them know you are the business. Even though you may be selling a pill, a juice, whatever, you are the business. People are joining you, not necessarily. They can join any company. You could be selling toothpicks. They joining you. So, I saw long ago that what the other leaders were doing. They was branding themselves. They wasn't using everything that everybody else was doing. Now, if you knew, of course, it's going to take a little while. Maybe you need some training under your belt, and you need to go through the system and use what's available. Don't try to create all your stuff at the beginning. But, I've been around the block a time of 20. I mean, I've been doing this for a while. I bumped my head up against the wall for a while, where now I said, okay, let me step outside of my comfort zone. Let me start branding myself. Let me start doing videos. Let me start talking about who I am, my vision, who I want to help, the people I'm trying to reach. And once I started doing that, and then also picking up the phone, that separated me from everybody else who are scared to pick up the phone. Because at the end of the day, if someone gives you their phone number, even if you don't really know what you're talking about, you get on the phone with them. They don't know if you're a brand spanking new today, if you just joined My Lead Sister Pro today, you might know one thing about generating a lead. They know nothing. So when you get on the phone, you are the expert. And I have something that I do before I get on the phone just to qualify them before I even talk to them. And it almost basically, they close themselves. So when I get on the phone, I already know what they're looking for and what they need. I just repeat it to them in a format that I choose, and then it's pretty much another deal. I mean, some people just come through autopilot after reading some emails or send me on Facebook, because a lot of the people that I have talked to on the phone, they were surprised I called them back. They were like, you the first person to call me back in a year. I was like, really? I'm like, wow. And, I use this same, I learned this long ago inside of My Lead Sister Pro when they was doing a lot of prospecting calls, like when the system first came out. And I listened to some of the leaders called leads and how they talk to them on the phone. So I had to get over. At first, when I first tried it, I brought leads. When I brought leads, I actually went out and brought some leads, and then I got a white pages, and I would just flip it, and wherever it falls, I said, okay, I'm gonna call the first 10 people. And when I did that, I got hung up on, I got cursed out. I got some people actually took down the information, but nothing really came out of it. But I think it was something that helped me build up my confidence. So now getting on the phone is like people feel like I'm their brother or their cousin, because like they share everything with me, and I guess it's my personality, being a former police officer, that I can talk to people now, because I went from being afraid to get on the phone to being a police officer to now taking that training that I learned as a police officer and implementing it in my business. So now when I talk on the phone, I call it verbal judo, where I can talk to a person and I can be who they are, and it works. I mean, it just works. So just pretty much branding myself, standing out from the crowd, being who I am, writing in my language, how I talk, and pretty much picking up the phone and calling people. I think that separated me and kind of helped me, really get to L2 fast.
That's awesome. Well, with that kind of sales conversion rate, obviously the verbal Judah does its job. So it's good. Well, and so you basically, it's you Inc. And if guys, if you're new or you haven't been in Modern Sister Pro before and you're watching this interview and you're interested, we're gonna definitely let you know how to get in touch with Shawn if you want to pick his brain or connect with him or maybe see what other resources he has out there for you. That's, again, he's a member of the month, so he's here for a reason. So we want to make sure that you get with him if that's what you want to do. But I think if you go to MLSP.com, look at the 4 different profit centers that we really teach about, and Shawn just hit on pretty much all of them. And You Inc. is one of the biggest aspects of why what we do works so well. This is attraction marketing. This is not chase your friends and neighbor down marketing. This is not harass the mailman marketing. This is not run around the mall and have people hurt your feelings marketing, because all of that sucks, right?
Right.
And you can do the belly to belly. You can get out there and do the face to face. You can do that if you want. I mean, it works. There's people out there that do it, but it's a hard row to hoe, and it's in a lot of cases not as duplicatable as what a lot of people would like for it to be. But to each their own. But here we teach you how to position yourself as the leader. So that way when you do call people, they're like, oh my gosh, Shawn, I can't believe you just called me. I'm so excited to be on the phone with you. And it just changes the whole tone of the conversation because you have something of value to really get out there. So that's really cool. And guys, the numbers speak for themselves. So what exactly Shawn is doing exactly works, and it's exactly what we teach. So I think it's really exciting that you had that foundational skill set that you learned here all those years ago, and then you've just steadily grown as a person and grown your business since then. And to have you back in the community, I think is really exciting because a seasoned entrepreneur, just like with all things in life, you have a different perspective to teach new folks. And so I'm excited to have you as part of our community so you can contribute to our trainings and connect with all the members. And one thing, though, I'm really curious. You said that you do something before you get on the phone with them that qualifies them. I'm like, I must know what this is.
Okay, well, I don't know. Well, here's y'all tip of the month from the member of the month. So basically, when they come through my funnel, I learned this from another network marketer because I was seeing his conversions of what he was doing, and he actually gave the secret. And I have them fill out a survey. That's pretty much it. In the survey, I asked them a list of questions from where they found me. That's tracking because now I know where they found me. To how much money do they have to invest in that market? That's letting me know their budget where they can start with me helping them. So are they going to follow me? Are they going to follow what I tell them from a scale of 1 to 10? If they pick 5, I don't even call them back. I delete. I keep on moving. They can stay in my drip campaign. But 7, 6 and above, I give them a call and just kind of see. Because sometimes people don't really know. They just fill out answers. So
Right.
they really don't know. But when I call them, I can kind of get down to the nitty gritty and see exactly what's going on. So that's pretty much all I do. They qualify themselves. I get on the phone and talk to them. I already know what they need because I asked them that question. I already know what company they're in. I already know what, their budget, and I already know if they're going to listen to me or not. Because they're not going to listen to me. I can still probably get them in the system, but that's a headache. Why you want to work with somebody who's not going to listen? So
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. It's in my follow-up sequence. It's a survey. They fill it out. I get it. I check it. I call them on the phone because they leave me the information, and I connect with them. And then before you know it, boom, let's rock and roll.
That's very cool. Well, and that's a big tip, guys. And I know that one of our funnels that are right in the back office that you can put together, you can create your own survey during the opt-in process if you want, which surveys are huge. So, I'm such a nerd. I love all, the marketing details and information and numbers. And so I'm like, ooh, micro commitments. I want to do that. That's fun. I totally wrote down exactly what you said. I'm like, I'm going to test that. That's so good. Well, thank you for that member of the month tip of the month. I like that. So any other advice before we leave? Well, you have to tell us a story about your hat.
Okay.
And then if there's any other last words of advice you want to shout out to newbies or people who are struggling, and then we'll let people know how to connect with you.
Okay. Well, the hat goes back. I just happened to be on vacation in Orlando, and with my wife and her family, and we just, you go to the little store, trinket stores, and they had the hat with the dreadlocks, the one with the bush. Because I said, I'm going to get the hat, the big bush. I said, I'm going to be Ben Wallace for the weekend. I was just playing around. So instead, I saw this. I said, let me grab that. I never saw it. So I grabbed it. And during the time, I was in a mastermind club with Diane Hawkins. That's how I met Diane Hawkins. So, I took the hat we had an event. I took the hat to the event. And at that time, even though I was a police officer, I still had a problem of getting in front of people speaking. And at that time, the leader of the event, which was Diane Mentor, at the end of it, he had us to come up, and we had to declare everything that we procrastinated on, everything in our life that we just gave up on, and we had to declare in front of the room that we was going to change it. So you putting your business out on Front Street at the same time you saying you're going to make a change. So when I got it, it was my turn. I had the hat behind me. I said what I had to say, and then I just said I'm super doer, something to that extent, and I put on the hat. And to this day, Diane wore the hat. Diane has a picture of me and her where I let her wear the hat. It's the same as that crown, and she had it on. So that pretty much sparked it. And then at my company event that I'm in now, every event I go to, I wear the hat on Saturday. I just walk around with the hat on. And my wife went to one event, and I put the hat on. People was walking through the harbor like, King Shawn, King Shawn. So she was like, this was in Austin. She was like, y'all are crazy. But just a quick little mini story. We had an event in Denver, and I was walking around that Saturday in the convention center where we was at, and a couple saw me, and they was from Africa. They actually thought I was a prince from Africa. It messed me up. I mean, they want, hey, we need to take a picture with you. Are you a prince? I said, no, I'm from Richmond, Virginia. But they still took a picture. It was just a crazy time, but that's pretty much how the hat came about. Brought in Orlando, and I brung it out at the event I was with Diane, and Diane was actually the first person to ever put on this hat besides me. So she probably could tell you a little bit more about that story, but yeah, that's pretty much how the hat came. And now I just wear it now. It's like a part of me now.
Well, I like it. Hey, it's one of those things where, like, you can anchor your conviction and your vision too, You put it on, and you immediately become super doer at King Shawn, and then you can crush your business. That's a cool story. I like it. Well, I love the hat. So thanks for sharing that with us. That's really interesting. So guys, next time you see Shawn at an event and he's got his hat on, he's not an African prince, technically. However, he'd be happy to take a photo with you.
So you put this on, then all of a sudden you start getting leads. They just come from everywhere.
Yeah, so it's the magical princely hat. That's what that is, the magic doer hat. I like it. So I know you've given us an amazing amount of value here. We won't keep you all day. Our time is money, and money is time. So we have things to do. But before we go, is there any last little tidbits that you would want to give? Maybe someone who's looking at My System Pro, or maybe they're in a system, but it's not working for them, even though it's worked for other people, or anything like that. I mean, I do think it's amazing how you made that choice to focus on your business the way you did at the beginning. So I know commitment's a big deal for you. But, you're doing the do. So any last bits of advice, and then please tell everyone how they can reach you.
Yeah, I will. If you're looking at this live or, the replay, I'd say give My System Pro a chance. I mean, you could be in a system now that may be converting for other people, but not converted for you. And some of the reasons you need that foundation of information, and that's has allowed me to be successful in any other areas in my marketing and my business. Like some of the top leaders that you see in other companies now, they started from here. Like one of my number one mentors in my company now started from here, My System Pro. So this is it's like a no-brainer. Come here, get your foundation of information. Stop trying to, it's like this. I see a lot of people trying to teach their team when they know nothing. So they're only getting half of what you know, which is nothing. So come here, get that foundation of information. Learn how to brand yourself. Learn what the top leaders are doing. Learn how the top leaders are actually crushing their business. And like, again, a lot of them came through My System Pro. Come in, go to mastery. I mean, I'm not going to tell you do anything but mastery. Go to mastery and just dive in. Don't eat the elephant whole, like somebody told me once ago. Don't eat the elephant whole. Eat it piece by piece. It's almost like a buffet. You come in, you see all you can eat. You pick one dish. You master that dish. I'm talking about strategies of building your business. You master that. Then you move on to the next. Don't overwhelm yourself. here I know you can build a awesome home here. You can help your team grow, and nothing is more exciting to have a team member on your team producing or outproducing you because you bring them to a community that gave them the skill set to be successful. I mean, that's I love that. I got a person on my team now. She outproduced me in other stuff. I mean, I don't care. She's on my team, but she started here too. She started the exact same place here too. So, go mastery. You know, come in, plant your flag, dive into the training, get on the webinars, get on the orientation. You know, look into the leaders are sharing exactly what they're doing. It may not work for you exactly how they say it, but it can work for you based on how you implement it by you being your own person. Same thing I do. I listen to the information, then I implement it how Shawn would implement it. Not taking away from the information, if that makes sense. So all I can tell you, if you're looking at this cast, go mastery, come on in and let's rock and roll and have fun.
Very good advice. Very, very good advice. And it's almost, I remember when I first got started, when I would hear things that seemed to like just simplify the whole process. You know, and I would hear leaders talking when I first got started about, you know, just don't overcomplicate it. Just do 1, 2, and 3 every day for long enough. Well, it's like you don't want to believe it. I mean, I know for me anyway, it was like I didn't want to believe that it could be that simple because it just seemed like it should have to be harder. And so, guys, what Shawn just shared with you is the golden truth of the difference between people who do exactly what he said and people who don't. These are the people who make it and the people who don't. And so really it's, you know, it's really up to you. So thank you for sharing that. Very heartfelt. And I love the fact that seeing your team succeed is exciting for you because at the end of the day, we are only paid and we only grow by the number of people that we impact and help in this world. And so I think that's kind of a beautiful thing about our industry and especially about our community. So again, really excited to hear more of your training and see more active in our community now that you're officially an L2. It's a big deal, and a member of the month is an even bigger deal. And so please, by all means, after they see this interview, I know people are going to want to reach out to you and hear more about your story and probably arrange to meet you somewhere so they can have a picture with your hat.
Yeah.
So how can they do that?
They can reach me on my blog at ShawnJohnsonTalks.com, and that's SHAWN, the word Johnson, talks.com. You also can reach me on Facebook at Facebook.com, Shawn.Johnson.73. Like okay. I don't know my fan page link. It's like too long. I didn't do it the proper things with it. But yeah, you can reach me at Facebook.com, Shawn.Johnson.73. I have on a blue Duke hat and a blue Duke shirt because I'm a Duke fan. Yeah.
Woohoo! Come from the East Coast. Yeah. Duke's not too far away from us there when we lived in Richmond, is it?
Yeah, no.
Very good stuff. Well, all congratulations to you. It's a really big deal to be member of the month. And aside from that, it was just really fun having the interview with you today. So thanks for coming out. And hopefully I'll look forward to seeing you at one of our events here soon.
Yes. One question. Can you make member of the month twice?
You can. So I did, but okay. I did it because I made member of the month when I was about 6 months in, I guess. And then we had a contest for, I think it was one of our events like a year or so ago, and the people who won the contest got to be member of the month. So that's how I got member of the month. So I'm not really, I mean, I think it's all depends on, you know, member of the month really is about what are you doing with your numbers? Are you looking impressive back there? Are you making things happen? And then a lot of it's interaction with the community. And you've been here for 30 days, so I know that everyone is just now really starting to get to know you. So please do. Go for it again. We'd love to see all of that, man. That's good stuff. Now, everyone, thanks so much for listening to our interview. If you haven't yet got your ticket for Live the Dream, we're basically almost sold out. We only have a few tickets left. So go to livethedreamevent.com. If it's still available, it'll be there for you. Make sure you grab your ticket and get down to Austin for the end of July. It'll be July 31st through August the 2nd. And then if you want to stay for our Monday workshop, that's there for you as well. And, of course, I will be there and so many of the other leaders here at Mally System Pro. And we have a ton of guest speakers and just value. And aside from that, we have a really good time. So if you haven't been to a really fun event yet, the Live the Dream event is absolutely amazing. We have a blast. I look forward to seeing all you guys here. And thanks again for coming out today, Shawn. I look forward to seeing you on the next webinar.
All right, thank you.